Wanna know about Riddim Tribe, right? Man, the group that's been dancing all over Barbados, man. Yes, you do. And we sat down with Aisha Comissiong, the founder of said Riddim Tribe, and we had a really cool chat with her. We spoke about her knee injury, her going away to study in Jamaica and dancing with Lakaku, and of course, all about Riddim Tribe itself. So, get a chair, share this video, and watch. So thanks for coming here and being a part of this wild production. Indeed. Let me see. Aisha Comissiong, dancer extraordinaire, went all over the world, choreographed, dance, walk up on people's stage, get on dibby 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 dibby. Now back home.
What a description. What a description.
Well, your resume precedes you. I'm gonna start at the beginning, and I know that your entire life African culture has been a major part of who you are and a major part as well of your projects. So tell us, like, how has that influenced your work thus far?
I wouldn't even say African culture. I would say probably an African consciousness. That's my house. I grew up in a house that has a deep sense of African consciousness from my mother, who is actually born in Ghana, and my father, who everybody knows is a Pan-Africanist. It'd be very difficult for that to not have an influence on me. I was exposed to a lot from I was very young, walking the halls of the Pan-African Commission and the Clement Payne Cultural Center. I would have been exposed to the movies, the talks, the lectures, the discussions, and I found that developed a love for history for me, and especially anything surrounding Black history, Black consciousness, Black struggle, Black resistance, Black victory, Black triumph. And my time spent in Jamaica, compounded with that, I think molded me as an artist, where I found my niche in terms of telling these stories that I would have read, that I would have been passionate about, that I would have written about. I now had a different outlet, and that was through movement and choreography.
Now, you've been speaking a little bit about your family. We're gonna segue just a bit. Everybody knows your dad, David Comissiong, always there fighting for cultural rights and the cultural movement, being a Pan-Africanist, especially here in Barbados, and as well as your sister, Juma. Juma, how are you? And she is now a musician, so arts seem to be trickling in, at least from that point, in terms of your family. But how have those two people, and your mom as well, because I'm not sure if everybody knows your mom that well, but how has these people played such a pivotal role in who you are?
Well, for one, my father always believed in the arts playing a pivotal role in our development. So from we were, from as young as I can remember, we did piano, we did guitar, we did dancing, we took drum lessons. If anything artistic that we wanted to do, my father found a teacher and we were at lessons. And if we wanted to drop it, I guess so be it. We dropped it, but he always was so very supportive of any artistic endeavors. My sister has been a rock for me. We actually both went to Jamaica at the same time. She was at Mona, I was at Edna, and being in another country, you don't really have that support system present there as my other peers or counterparts would have had. So I always had my sister. If there was one person I can count on that's gonna be there to support me in the audience, I can look for her, there's my sister. And my dad, when he could fly out, would come and support me. My mother, who's the one people don't see very often, people be very surprised, she's actually extremely supportive of all her children and everything we want to do. She did want me to be a lawyer, probably still hoping that I will, go do law at some point, but her support is another kind of, that motherly kind of support. If I have an injury, if I'm not feeling well, if anything like that, my mother is going to be there in the morning, rubbing my knee, rubbing my hamstring, and I'm calling my eye, what? So she has another kind of support, but I don't know what I would do without her. I don't know what I'd do without any of them. Like, they're so extremely very important to me on my journey and my process. And I also have a brother. I know most people don't know that, but my brother's also extremely supportive of me, all gassing me up, feeding my ego.
So I can backtrack just a little bit. You were talking about your mommy and and how she's like one of your greatest supporters. And you mentioned her like rubbing down your legs from all the work and all your stuff that's been going on with your body. But something really, 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 really important happened with your knee. You had a bust knee day so a little bit last year. And it's great to see you here bending up the knee, the same knee that pop out and thing, because they remember crutches and stuff. But what really happened with the foot though?
It's so funny. I never had any knee issues. And we were on the very first official Riddim Tribe photo shoot. Very first official shoot. Everything was going great. We're in town. We're having a blast. Pictures are coming out nice. We're dancing, and then all I felt was pop. And I screamed out. I was on the ground, and I was rocking. I'm just like, you know what? Okay, this is just another little something. I'll be good. I got up, knee collapsed underneath me. I was like, okay, maybe it's not as simple as I thought it is. There began my journey of patience, my journey of fortitude, my journey of showing me that this is exactly what I want. And it showed me how much I really wanted it, because that happened in 2016 and we're now in 2018, and the process to even get here where I am today, as you mentioned, being able to bend my knee has been a long one, a trying one. I've had to not only push physically but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I had work done on it. I had to go through a recovery process of training. Shout out Bass Barbados and my coach Carrie Holder, who I owe a lot of it to, because I had reached a point where I had personally given up. I didn't think I could get past here. This is the worst injury I've ever had anybody told me knees were so important. I think I would have protected these from early, because as dancers we get injuries all the time. We get knocked up, we get a tear here and there, and give or take 2 weeks or something, we're back out and we're going. Sometimes we dance through it, but this was not one of those injuries, and this was the first injury I've ever experienced like this, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I've been educating myself and educating others around me. As I said, I won't want this to happen to anybody else. So I just trying to keep positive and keep pushing and keep dancing.
Everybody had missed Aisha. You should have gone. Forget, but we gone. But now you're back. And remember, you can tell me if I have pronounced it incorrectly. Lakatko?
Lakatko, no, you're right.
Okay, good. Yes. I remember you performing for Curry Festa with that contingent and seeing the love of family that was there, and everybody was embracing each other. So why did you come back to Barbados? Because you're not going to say Barbados is dead, there's not a lot of dance happening, and you was good, you was set to go. So why come back to Barbados if everything is so like one level?
Well, because home is home, and I've always wanted to give back. I always felt that there weren't things in place for us as we were going along, and I always figured that I wanted to maybe be the bridge. I wanted to be one of, because I would say we have other pioneers or so on, but one of the persons who helps develop that bridge between here and there, by their making this career out of dance. But apart from that, I love home. There are many dancers here that I look up to, I respect, and I enjoy working with, and I felt like this was where I needed to be.
So from Lakatko, Jamaica to Riddim Tribe, Barbados.
Hey! But I love my Lakatko family. I miss them all the time. All the time. That was a space that when I first went to Jamaica and I did a class with Dr. Sainz, she went, Beijing, I could see you could point your toe and you could lift your leg and you could play on these things, but I need you to bubble. And I was just blown by this Cari fusion of what I spent majority of my life training in, and this Caribbean modern aesthetic. And from that moment, I knew that was the space I needed to be in. And that is the kind of thinking that I wanted to bring back here when it came to dance. And I try to apply that in everything I do, from the popular dance that we do to the modern contemporary that we do in Riddim Tribe.
But what exactly is that you used to do in Riddim Tribe though? Like,
Well, I'm the founder and creative director of Riddim Tribe. I deal with a lot of the creative content, social media, project ideas. I do have assistants managing Riddim Tribe, and I do delegate, so everything isn't always at me.
So crop over is coming up, and I know, as we mentioned off camera, this is silly season in more ways than one. And you're actually traveling tomorrow to come back in, so tell us a little bit about that.
We're going to Anguilla tomorrow. We were invited by From Within Dance Company. We're performing on there's a show, it's called Champs of Champs. It's a dance competition. We're just guest performing, but we're very excited. We're looking forward to being in Anguilla tomorrow. Crop over season is always special season because that's when we get to work a lot. It feels like we're on tour at home. Hey. I'm grateful for the artists that have trusted us in what we've been present for a year and a half. We've actually only really been at one crop over, and that was last year, but it was as a group only one crop over, but I think we made such a great impression that I'm looking forward to this year two. Shout outs to people like Nikita, Fada Fox, King Bubba, Lorik, Sanctuary, Faith Calendar, Ramesses, everybody. Yeah, those people who trusted us with their visions last year, and I hope we did you guys proud, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody this year. Everybody.
You all had something really cool that happened. Was it earlier this year or last year when I went on a TV show and done at the place? But I mean, it was short, but and it was all in newspapers and thing. Where were you?
Where was I? I was on that show, the Wendy Williams show. It's amazing that I thought people would have forgotten about it by now, but up to this morning, somebody told me congratulations about that. That was the whole experience. Sometimes just feels very surreal because we didn't expect it. We got a call Wednesday morning, and by Wednesday evening flights were booked, and we were going to be on this show. We weren't even 100% sure which show it was as yet. We knew it was a morning show, and then we just kept saying, Murphy's Law. Anything could happen at any minute. We're like, they may tell us they don't want us. They may say we're not good enough. Our costumes, so many things, anything that could possibly go wrong, we factored it in, and we're like, you know what? We just gonna stay humble. We ain't saying nothing. Most quiet. When it happened is when we believe that this actually happened. When we on that stage and we on TV, that's when I could say it happened. Up until that time, as far as we're concerned, it never happened. It never happened. We ain't here, but that was a great opportunity for us, and we had a great time. Thanks to the BTMI for having us, and I hope that others will also get that opportunity, and they have realized what something as small as that could do for an up and coming group in Barbados.
Okay, so 2 years ago, for the 50th anniversary, you were a part of a theater production, Mirror Mirror. And even though that time you could not dance and more or less move around as much, you still had an integral role with the character. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Mirror Mirror. Actually, I ended up being casted in Mirror Mirror, or being encouraged to audition for Mirror Mirror, having done From Bussa to Barrow and Beyond, choreographing for that play, April 16th, Bussa Rebellion. Allison encouraged me to flip the script, and at that time I choreographed on Olivia Hall, and she then had Olivia Hall choreograph for Mirror Mirror and say, you should be in it and let Olivia Hall choreograph on you. So I said, okay, cool, this should be fun, this should be interesting. I'm glad I took on the challenge because at that time I had just been injured, and said, let's see what else I could possibly do or get my feet wet or get into. Musical theater, which isn't really my love, but for some reason I thoroughly enjoyed the experience from Mirror Mirror, and I really wish more things like that happened in Barbados, yearly, maybe even bi-monthly, but more productions where some of us, the older practitioners You know, because we have Operation Triple Threat, you know, but their age range cuts off at 21, and that would have been before my time, or after my time, I should say. So I'm glad that we had something like that where those of us would have missed the opportunities from Operation Triple Threat. We're able to get our feet wet in something musical theater-esque, Broadway-esque, that kind of excitement.
Even though it was musical theater and musical theater hadn't dance, you did two things that were a little different that people did not expect from you.
Ain't that the truth? Preach it, sister. They made me sing and they made me act. Acting I didn't mind, but the singing, oh my gosh, I think my heart was down with my toes every single night that I had to go there and sing. But even still, even though I was so nervous, I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the singing part, the singing aspects of it, and indeed, and I enjoyed the challenge, and I would love to do it again, to be honest. I wish that it would have been pulled back up for Carifesta. Unfortunately, it wasn't, but hopefully in the near future, you know, all the work that was put into it, it would be able to be run again.
Parts you just find you online, Riddim Tribe, Aisha Comissiong, if you want to get that particular profile, like where you find all this information?
For sure, follow at Riddim Tribe, you know, boom on Instagram or Facebook. My personal account is Aisha Dio. Aisha, my first name, Dio, my middle name. Abundant enjoys what it means.
What I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to look for it right now on Instagram. Although I really should be following, but GineOn is following now.
They do.
So actually I have to top up my phone, unfortunately. Who are you with? Your provider? Your phone provider?
I'm a Digicel baby.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Maybe Digicel could like show you out. But all of the stuff is here. Let me go back. Look. Riddim Tribe. All the stuff. See? All the stuff is here. See? And she hard, fam. She hard. What is it that Aisha wants to leave behind, or what is it that she wants to be remembered for?
Oh man. I always used to say that I wanted to be written down in a history book, like my name, my contributions. I think I'm still figuring out what those exactly are gonna be. But I do know that whatever it is, it would be playing a positive role and contributing positively to the development and fostering of Caribbean dance. That's what I know. How exactly, where exactly, I think I've started as a choreographer on my own, and then even with Riddim Tribe, but I know there's still more to be fleshed out, and I trust that my journey is going to show me exactly where and what it is I need to be doing.
Well, that is a wrap. We have been sitting down with Aisha Comissiong. You should know her by now. She is the founder of Riddim Tribe, and you should go and check them out as well. They're going to be all over the place for Crapova on a stage with some artists that you already know. They've done amazing work in what, a year and a half? Jeez, oh man. I can't wait to see what they have up this year. But we have to go, and we are going to see you what? Somewhere, sometime soon. Later.